Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Capes and Lunatics. You know what we're going to be talking about tonight, kids? Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, finally. But anyway, I am your friendly neighborhood internet Phil. Join me, as always, he who, you know, in another life he was a four-armed, six-armed, whatever, scientist. It is the Superior.
Charlie, the Professor XS.
And coming to you from Florida, she's a threat. She's a menace. It is...
our very own Madam Web.
All right, so yes, the world has been waiting impatiently, and yes, the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer finally dropped this week, and that's all the internet can talk about.
Yay!
That Mephisto is coming. No, I know. You know what? This would be the time for them to drop it, because they've been teasing us with WandaVision and stuff, and...
Well, you know, here's what I'm going to say.
You know what? I would assume Mephisto isn't going to show up in this, but the only telltale sign I might see is when Peter goes to, all right, spoilers for a trailer. When Peter goes to the Sanctum Sanctorum and everything's covered in like snow or whatever and everything, I was like, oh my God, has hell frozen over?
By the way, breaking news. I just have to get this out there right now. All Hail the King. All Hail the King is now on Disney Plus as a one-shot.
Ew. A week before
it had been scrubbed from the records, but it just came in. So I'm just saying, I saw that because the kids are doing that right now, and I'm like, so unrelated to the topic, but that is breaking news.
A week before Shang-Chi, though.
A week before Shang-Chi, which, what does it mean, Phil? It means it's back to being canon. We'll talk about that on Super Connectivity, but back to this. So, yes, you were saying hell has frozen over. Although technically, the ninth circle of hell is frozen. So, there were those saying, is this Doctor Strange or is this Mephisto himself?
I was going to say, he seems pretty reckless.
There's no way in hell it's Mephisto. That's all I'm saying.
Ah! There's no way in hell, will Hellfire?
Yes.
But,
and...
I also saw people saying, "Oh, maybe it's not Doctor Strange for real. Maybe it's Mephisto in disguise." Because right before Wong walks through the portal to do that cage match with the Abomination, he's like, "Don't you cast that spell, Strange!" And he's like,
"Totally not gonna do it, man."
Wink.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, he's so totally reckless. Maybe it's not him." And then I just hear Love Hellfire saying, "It's Doctor Strange. He's reckless."
Well, let's be honest, he picked this timeline because Tony Stark's dead in it. Like, let's just all be honest about that. And push our theories through that.
Maybe there wasn't just one. Maybe it was just the one where he shut Tony Stark up.
Well, to be fair, I have often said that what the actual purpose was is he had to keep the Infinity Stones out of Tony Stark's hands because he would have done bad things with them, not intentionally, but as we already saw,
bad life decisions. We all know it.
As we all saw, when he had one,
he was only good.
Welcome, Ultron.
He was only good for one snap, so it's like, hey, you gotta give him a task. Like, hey, bring half the universe.
Yeah, but
busy
one
work.
thing. Yes, busy work. There's another thing that people point to for Mephisto being in this, which is one of the signs official confirmed is Peter Parker's face with horns saying, "The devil in disguise."
Uncle Ben's alive, confirmed.
Well, except, this is the thing. I was thinking about that. It's like, well, actually, okay, that could be an Easter egg for that, or it could be an Easter egg for the fact that, as people say, that Daredevil may be in this, that Peter uses Daredevil in disguise.
He's a lawyer. He's reading the contract, guys. Get it together.
Well, here's the thing. I do not, because to me, this is just for me. To me, I think that whole scene in the beginning, where he's like doing the magic and he's doing the spell, and then Peter steps into the circle and just starts yammering, "Oh, not this, and then do this," and then the whole thing just sort of like collapses in on itself.
For one more day.
I don't think that breaks the multiverse. I actually think the spell just falls apart. Because as we saw in Doctor Strange, when Strange is first learning magic, when he can't hold it, it doesn't like open a portal to another dimension. It just, the portal doesn't open. It like gets a little sparky, and then it just, nothing happens.
So you're saying Stephen Strange is having performance issues?
Well, yeah, I'm saying that the spell just fails. It doesn't open a door to the multiverse. But what does happen, and this I think is what really happens here, and this goes to why they digitally youthened Doc Ock. So you ready for the big reveal? It isn't that Doctor Strange opened a portal to the Sonyverse. It's that at the end of Spider-Man 2, when Doc Ock is trying to contain his little mini-son, the gravimetric forces, or whatever you want to call them, tore a hole in the fabric of reality, and he fell through into Peter's universe. That basically, it's not the spell, it's the science. And that this opens this gateway between the worlds, and that's how Doc Ock gets there. And that's how that's why Doc Ock is all youngified. Because if you think about it, there's no reason for Doc Ock to be younger, because he's never been a young man. So they could have gotten old enough for Melina
you
back.
gotta remember, he's after Aunt May, and Marissa Tomei's a little bit younger. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Now he's really into Aunt May. But, yeah, nuclear power plant or not, this is great.
I mean, I haven't seen Alfred Molina recently. Is he like? I mean, he said he even went on record. He's like, man, he's like, I'm 20 years older, you know, because he was saying about running around and stuff. And they're like, the arms will do most of the work. It's, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say green screen is a godsend.
You just got to sit there and monologue. Yeah, those arms and CGI. Will do
no, he looks like some of the, you know, he looks like a classic Doc Ock when he was, you know, kind of old and fat, you know, before he started cloning himself, you know.
The best version of himself.
Yeah. So he looks even, if anything you could say, he looks even more like Doc Ock now. They
better be saving the scene. It better be in there. He better wear a white suit.
Well, you know, you hope so. You hope so. Mm.
Oh, but no, you were talking about Matt Murdock. People were saying that scene where Peter's in the interrogation room and you see someone in a white shirt who you only see from the neck down, like, you know, slam a bunch of files or whatever on the table. They're saying that's like Matt Murdock.
It could be.
I hope Foggy came with him, because Matt Murdock is a terrible lawyer. That's all that I can say.
Well, he's good. That's why he comes with the dead. I know. I'll dress as Spider-Man. I'll jump around and say, "See, he can't possibly be Spider-Man." I'll swing on my webs. I'll do all that acrobatic stuff. Daredevil confirmed.
They've done it both ways. I mean, Peter has impersonated the Daredevil before, so yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, I just think it would be here's my biggest thing. It kind of feels like they're giving away the baby with the bathwater with this. That basically they just give away the entire premise in this trailer, and it's a lot to unpack. But then I go back to that old first 20 minutes rule, where it's like, you know, the trailer should only have stuff from the first 20 minutes of the film. And so I get the feeling like basically there might be some scenes that really don't in that basically the scene with Doctor Strange might be a much smaller part of the whole film.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the starting point. Now, maybe they'll get back to it later. We do see in there, like, Strange knocking Peter out of his body, and maybe there's some kind of teaching Peter a lesson. But I think the lesson is, Peter, you have to solve your problems themselves. Which makes me think this entire stuff could just be like a weird dream sequency thing, where, sort of like how when the Ancient One knocks Doctor Strange out of his body to really let him know what he's dealing with. That I think that might be what we're seeing here. Is like he is like saying, Peter, magic can't solve your problems. You're going to have to find another way. And so maybe the entire thing.
Be wanted for murder. He's like 15. Come on.
Well, there's actually a very easy way to get out of being wanted for murder.
Prove you're innocent?
Well, no.
Good luck with that.
Prove Mephisto didn't die on the bridge.
Mysterio.
That's the guy. Prove that Mysterio didn't die on the bridge because maybe that's what happened. Maybe Mysterio faked his death and actually the actual big reveal at the end is going to be this was all part of Mysterio's plot as well. And it's just another well-written story. And this is where we're going to find out the real Mysterio was Bruce Campbell all along.
Oh.
Bruce Campbell confirmed.
No, I was going to say, who like the paramedic or the whoever or coroner, somebody dealing with like Mysterio's supposed dead body should be, even though Mysterio will be alive.
Mm-hmm.
He would eat this up, Kevin Smith.
Oh,
is he banned from Marvel at the current?
I don't know. Is he? I don't know. I'm just saying he killed him in that Daredevil issue.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you were going to say Bruce Campbell.
Well, supposedly Bruce Campbell. Wait.
Well, if you bring the Sonyverse, it is implied that Bruce Campbell comes with it.
Well,
if it doesn't, we write.
What was it, Doctor Strange 2 Sam Raimi's doing? Because they're like, he puts Bruce Campbell in everything, so we're going to see.
Right,
we're going to do Bruce Campbell and Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, so we know he'll be there. So if nothing else, he will be. Now, see, that's who could play Mephisto. So if we're going to get a Mephisto, I would love to see Bruce Campbell in the red suit with bright red hair slicked back, cut up and saying, Doc!
Oh my God.
Let's make a deal.
If we ever bring Mephisto in, I just want him to break the fourth wall and just be like, okay, you guys, enough. I'm here already.
Yes. Well, he can, man. He's a pan-dimensional being, like the Watcher. Watcher sees you, or sees the people watching the story of your life, as I always like to point out,
So
we assume he's talking to us.
So are we going to set this in the timeline that, Doctor Strange was busy with this and that's why he didn't show up in WandaVision or in Loki?
He didn't want nothing to do with those two. He's like, you know what? I just want a vacation from the crazy.
And
let the Time Variant Authority deal with all that. Yeah,
Wanda's just going to alter reality. Okay, yeah, that can't have bad concept. Yeah. This is
and to be fair, let's break this down here right now, okay? The TVA actually prevents problems. So it is not something that Doctor Strange would get involved in.
Ah, sweet summer child.
Yeah, because their whole point is to keep the timeline flowing. So it's like, they pulled the Loki out of the that sounds like it's a lot of stuff off my plate. Thank you, TVA. And then with WandaVision, quite frankly, she was probably pretty well contained there. I could absolutely see Doctor Strange going, you know what? We don't need another town.
Just let that whole town of people deal with it. Yeah, F them. Yeah.
Hey, in the cosmic scheme of, is it threatening of this cosmos, or is it a self-contained problem now?
What's that old saying from Angel? She was eating thousands to save billions. Grand scheme of things, you're probably the evil one. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, Doctor Strange is evil, obviously. But only by our human moral standards.
Exactly.
As he said about Dormammu. In Dormammu's first appearance. He is evil, but only by our human moral standards. Because not every universe has the same sense of morality. I guess is what he was trying to say with that.
And we see him on the billboard, but I wonder how much Jameson we're going to get this time.
Probably just for the corporate scenes to frame it against and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's probably not going to be
talking
very
head
big.
throughout. Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He's going to be the one
let's be honest,
narrating it.
J.K. Simmons is doing us all a favor, so we shouldn't push it and expect too much. He's too busy building his body and doing voiceover for Invincible and stuff. Like,
I mean, we could have a really ripped J. Jonah Jameson. I can work with that.
that's just what the secretary pool needs. J. Jonah Jameson hopped up on testosterone. That's just what they need.
He's his own spider slayer.
Yeah, well, you know, to be fair, I think that J. Jonah Jameson will be a great supervillain, the real villain of the piece, possibly. But
as he always is.
yeah, you know, it's what he does. It's what he does.
And is it?
But yeah,
is this bringing us to a Sinister Six? Because supposedly we didn't see him, but supposedly Jamie Foxx is in this shit too.
He's got the right color electricity.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care about that. Just give me a green and yellow suit.
Here's my thing with it. Well, he'll be yellow and they'll put some green on it. Okay, you happy? You happy now, Phil?
Yes.
Here's my thing with it. I don't know if I'm not convinced about any of these fan theories right now. Because they're saying, oh, you see, that's the lizard, and that's, that's Sandman, and that's your mom, and, it's all this stuff. I just gotta think, man, that is super busy, and...
It's the third Spider-Man movie! It's tradition!
It's the third movie.
It's literally tradition.
It's the third movie in the third series. We gotta vamp it up.
Like, I totally believe it because this is what they do in Spider-Man movies. Disney is not above that mistake. They're not.
No, I know.
It's Spider-Man 8. We gotta ramp it up.
Should have been 9. But, like I said, I can work with it. I can live with it. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced yet just because they gave us this trailer.
Well, we do.
Because, like I said, it's 3 months out.
They couldn't.
And they're giving
exactly December 17th. And it's like, y'all couldn't wait until Shang-Chi premiere? Y'all are so basic.
That's what they should have.
The idea was that obviously somebody did the.
That should have been the trailer for, like, come on.
Yeah, they should have premiered it next Friday. Yeah, as soon as it hit. Yeah.
Well, they wanted to, but fans are gonna be fans.
But again, too, though, it's like that's a full Disney thing. This is in conjunction with Sony.
Yeah.
Oh, the best meme I saw this week. It said, who leaked that trailer, and it's just Scarlett Johansson at a keyboard.
like Captain America 2. Release it!
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if maybe even Sony did it just to screw with Marvel and Shang-Chi and really take away a lot of their thunder. I mean, it's an uneasy alliance.
Sony's petty. I could see it.
It's
gonna make money regardless. I mean, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah. But they also maybe want to step on Shang-Chi. If everyone's talking about Spider-Man just before we go into Shang-Chi, that's problematic.
I don't know. Is it really going to hurt it, though? Because it's like people who are going to go and not going to go are just going to do the same thing they were going to do before. I don't think it's going to alter, who goes and who doesn't. So.
But if that trailer would have been there and you wanted to see it in IMAX.
True. Maybe it will be. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, the problem is that basically we could be getting lots more Shang-Chi stuff to get us hyped for it right now.
Yep,
and now
we're all. Yep.
Hey, there's got to.
Now we're all talking about this thing.
Hey,
and
it must be all over the internet because I wasn't even talking about it. And Luca came to me about Shang-Chi, and I was like, "How do you know Shang-Chi?" He's like, "Yeah, I've seen all kinds of ads, I guess on YouTube and on TV." He's like,
Auntie Lilith has to get Luca YouTube Premium since Phil won't do it. I get it. I got the hint. Done.
And maybe releasing Hail to the King is their way to sort of get a little thunder back. I don't know. Maybe. But, I just... Here's my thing. I think that if this is a well reflecting trailer of what the film is, part of me wonders if maybe this was supposed to be like the third trailer where you got all the reveals.
Well, this was supposed to be an exclusive for fans that paid a lot of money. Then somebody leaked it, so they had to do the professional polish on it. That whole thing.
I mean, if they released this earlier, we could have debuted the second trailer during Shang-Chi.
Well, no, but the point is that you don't want to premiere anything yet because it is 3 months away.
But that's kind of how they do it with their bigger blockbusters. They do kind of have a bigger marketing budget, and they want to keep it in the atmosphere. Plus, because Christmas and the holidays around all the toys, so you do need to actually and it's the last quarter of the year, so you do need to ramp up that marketing. And it's very odd that they're choosing Spider-Man for December. Especially, it comes after Shang-Chi and Eternals. It's almost like, yeah, we definitely have to do this to recoup our losses kind of thing. I'm just saying that's the way that I'm reading it.
I think it was just. I think it was just.
I mean, on a business level, genius. As a fan, kind of rude.
I think it was just COVID scheduling. It's like if we can't get May, go for the holiday thing. I guess maybe.
Yeah, and that's why they did the winter scene in Doctor Strange. So that's why it's all snowy in there.
No,
because it's Christmas.
Stephen Strange just has a huge cocaine problem.
Well, here's an interesting thing.
It might have not been the booze.
That's why he wrecked.
You do one, you do the other. You do one, you do the other. That's how you keep yourself balanced.
He was a doctor.
Before surgery.
A surgeon. Yeah,
But here's one thing I will say.
Do what I want to do.
Doctor Strange has the Eye of Agamotto back in this.
Yeah, why is he wearing that? That stone isn't. It can't be in there, can it?
Well, no. Well, first off, okay, so there's like all these things, but it struck me. Oh, when Thanos destroyed the stones, he was blipped, and once he gets back, he's like, oh, well, you can just reform those, just ipso facto. There we go. I just need to bring it back into existence. They don't stop. They don't cease existing just because their physical forms have been dissipated. It's the stuff of the universe. You just do this and it comes right back. And you put it right back into the little Agamotto eye, and there we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can't say the other thing anymore, as that movie from Snyder says.
Yeah, well, that's okay. But yeah.
So are we getting a goblin? We get a pumpkin bomb.
Well,
no freaking way. That's a tease.
Well, I supposedly they asked Willem Dafoe, and he wouldn't answer either way. So,
well, first off, everyone said, "Oh, I know that's Willem Dafoe slapped." It's like,
I think
exchange Franco, bitches.
I don't think even Sony's touching him now.
Well, actually, what I was going to say is we already saw these pumpkin bombs in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The same green glowy design that were the vaporized mercury, the mercury vapor bombs that Sharon was using.
A couple of balls down the gob.
So maybe in this one, Sharon Carter is the Goblin.
Or if it is an alternate universe, what if it's Ned? Get a Ned Leeds Goblin.
Yes.
But I do think it would be interesting if that is intentionally a misdirect, because they established this device in another MCU property that they could throw it out again. And it would be like, oh, it has to be this. And then you cut it. Because that's the thing. I kind of feel like, and again, this is getting into this idea of misdirection, Mysterio, and what really are they setting up here. And maybe a lot of what we're seeing isn't what's going to be in the film. Maybe they really are trying to get us looking for Mephisto when that's not what they were doing at all. Because it makes sense from their perspective, especially if everyone is going to be all excited for the idea and expecting it to be this, and then you have to somehow surprise them. Because you can't just do One More Day or Brand New Day or whatever the heck it was called. Because you have to tell the story. And I think what we're actually going to get is we're going to get Peter's backstory in this. I think this is where we're going to see Uncle Ben. This is where we're going to see maybe some other villains he's fought.
Well, I mean, back during even like the Andrew Garfield era, Sony had a major, they wanted to do Sinister Six. Is this them coming back and saying we're doing a Sinister Six?
They're still supposedly working on their Sinister Six too. If Morbius ever freaking comes out.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's really weird. That's what they're doing.
Are we gonna get like a Venom versus the Sinister Six or something?
well, there was one theory that actually at the end of this, Peter Parker goes into the Sonyverse with the other Sony characters, and then, or they do like a dimensional split, so there'll be a MCU Peter and a Sonyverse Peter.
That's what I was thinking. Are we gonna get?
Riley, here we come.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, is like Disney gonna take Tom Holland exclusively, and then Sony creates their own Peter, or does Sony start a new Spider-Verse with Miles Morales? Yeah.
Do they? Actually, I don't think they have. Do they have Miles Morales?
They do
the rights,
because
you mean?
of Into the Spider-Verse, so I would assume that they could
probably
do the live action if they wanted to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's interesting because it's not always one for one. Because it's like you can get it in certain, like, and who knows, that might have even been part of the deal to get Tom Holland's Spider-Man was getting some Miles Morales back over to Sony. I don't know. There's a lot there to unpack, as we always say.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff we'll never really be able to figure out.
Without a doubt, that's how it goes. I mean, it is always.
I mean, Sony's gonna get bitter enough one of these days and spill all the tea over the table, and I'm just here to waiting on it. Let this new Spider-Man make $2 billion. Let it make $2 billion. You're gonna see some messy leaks. We know Sony loves a messy email leak scandal. We know it.
Hey-o.
I'm just waiting on another one. That's all I'm saying.
Hey-o.
But I'm excited. I think I just kind of hate the timing of it, but I'm very excited. But there are some leaks that were out there that like this trailer kind of confirmed. So I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. Is Disney keeping a tight ship anymore? Like.
Well, this is a Sony one.
Yeah, it's a joint.
So Disney has their ship, but Sony's kind of like
running along on the power boat. They're eating all the food.
There's some Sony employees, yeah.
They're the what's that country that has the pirates with the speedboats? I am the captain now. They're those kind of they're just the pirates. And they're just running it up in the speedboats and saying, "We are taking this ship. We are taking this Spider-Man. We are Kevin Feige now. Say I am Kevin Feige now." And that is what they're doing. I mean, it's Sony. They got so little to.
I am actually worried about the CGI though. So
why?
Well,
they haven't been. Even Disney hasn't been the best with the CGI. So it's like especially villains.
Especially with the youthening process. Again, that's why I gotta feel like Doc Ock is not going to be in this that much.
Yeah,
I get the feeling because that's the thing. You can have Jamie Foxx in as Electro for 2 or 3 scenes. You're going to have
in the last 10 years. I mean,
no. But I'm saying when you get into these CGI heavy characters, because Electro again very CGI heavy character. And let's call it shelter half an entrenching tool. It was just, well, they did it with Nick Fury for Captain Marvel, and it's like, yeah, they did.
Jackson has a billion years of film out there to pull from. First off, yes, he has a billion years of film, and even still, there were times where he was like a little digital face scrubbing going on while you're watching it. Definitely a little pixelation.
Oh no, they look for what is it, Jamie Foxx? Like, we need young Jamie Foxx. Oh no,
living color.
Yes, exactly. Get the living color footage.
Oh no, better yet, the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jamie Foxx does that footage, although I don't know how high quality it would be because that was all.
Yeah, it's 480. It's back in the 90s. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. It wasn't shot on film. Samuel L. Jackson was always on film when he was young.
Actually, he looks younger now than he did back in the Quentin Tarantino days. So.
Yeah, well,
that's Disney money.
He's kind of a Benjamin Button, and he takes better care of him. He takes better care of himself now. I think he's a vegan and goes to the gym.
Well, yes, he's got Disney money, man. He's getting the best medical treatments, the best beauty treatments. He's getting everything. Oh, yeah, man. You know how much product is on that skin,
well,
man.
And he shows up every time they call, which is exactly what Disney wants. It's like you're going to pay me? I'll be there, And, like the old studio system, man, they will happily give you.
All you gotta do is show up and shut up.
Yeah, no, really,
Talking about a
Shut
movie.
up, Philip. Beat you to it, buddy.
I wasn't
He's
thinking.
like, that sounds like a little Hellfire date.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't even have to show up anymore.
Yeah, but we'll have to see what it actually becomes, because, as I said, I'm not 100% convinced.
It's all misdirection. It's Disney. Let's be honest. We're gonna be totally off completely.
Well, again,
we'll
this
have
is
like two things right.
Well, again, this is
Everything
the
else will be
first
different.
trailer too. So what are they saving for? At least one more. That Jamie Foxx. Are we getting a Goblin?
Well, they did have that render or whatever, so I'm assuming Jamie Foxx is going to show up in one of the trailers.
I thought they said it was confirmed he's in it. So I'm assuming, they're.
Yeah, well, he said he had made a leak that he was. It's the same with Molina. They both, which also tells me that maybe they're not.
That was a blessing thing. They wouldn't have just gone behind Disney's back like that. So.
Well, which is why I get the feeling they're not in it that much. It's like they paid them their nice little salary to come in and be a little, like I said, it would not surprise me if all of this stuff, Sinister Sixes and multi-dimensional stuff, all in the first 20 minutes.
It's like the Flash when he's like running and he looks to the left and looks to her. Oh no!
Yeah, he's gonna pop into every. He's gonna pop.
Time Force tunnel. No!
Every. He's not gonna spend more than like 5 minutes in every universe. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. It would not surprise me in the slightest.
Speaking of the Flash, he better travel to the year 2099.
Oh boy!
Shock it!
Universe,
Shock it!
Just so he can meet Superior Spider-Man when he was there, because that's. I tell you, when they had that forearm, I had to remember: does he have 4 arms, or was that? Because if you look, those are really spidery-looking arms. That's a very Superior Spider-Man looking Iron Spider suit.
I definitely think those are tentacles. I'm just saying.
I know, man. I'm just saying. It's like,
I don't think those are tentacles.
Hey, Tony Stark had designed that suit, so him and Otto Octavius. We're saying Tony Stark is.
Was that a Tony Stark suit, or was that the suit that Peter made for himself
with the arms? No, isn't that the Infinity War suit? He's like,
yeah. Well, actually, I couldn't remember if that suit had 3 arms or 4.
Release the Kraken, and it comes.
Did anybody else catch that shot where it seems like there was a black Spider-Man suit in there? I saw it.
Oh yeah. You had the
people
black
are talking
Spider-Man
about
suit.
like a black and gold.
Well, because
Spider-Man
they showed the Sorcerer Spider-Man suit, which was the black suit with him doing the mystic webs. So, and again, that might be what it is. Is like,
I said I wanted Madam Web in this. Did I not say that the other?
Wait a minute! A Spider-Man doing magic. Oh, are we confirming Ben Reilly? No, are we confirming Ben Reilly is going to be the Sorcerer Supreme?
Oh my God! I will watch Multiverse of Madness if Doctor Strange dies in it. I will watch it wholeheartedly.
Well,
it's just Ben Reilly that takes over. I'm here for it.
Let me throw out this idea. What if what we're seeing here, again, that first 20 minutes rule, and what the real thing that we're going to get is actually going to be that the real villain is going to be Madam Web isn't the villain, but it's going to be that consult with Madam Web, and there's going to be a whole thing. Peter, you aren't just a mutant spider, a spider mutate. You are part of the cosmic web and the spider totem.
Hey, Nicolas Cage is somewhere going, come on, somebody call him. Spider Noir. He's just waiting.
Well, no, but and then again, that's where we can see all these kind of things.
I'm going to steal the eye of Agamotto.
Yes, but
I understood that reference.
that could be it. So. Like right now, I'm looking for Madam Web. I'm looking for the things that we haven't seen yet that are going to be way more important than what they're just spoon-feeding us. Because all they're doing in this is spoon-feeding us, oh, you like that theory? Here's your theory. Have some more theory. Oh, by the way.
Somebody get Matt Pat on the phone.
What is this?
Your theories are done.
Feeding you
your
theories.
Have
super connectivity.
If he can piece together the Grubhub cinematic universe, he can get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I get the feeling that this was really made to, like I said, unless this was a real leak and it was meant to be the third trailer, I get the feeling this is all meant to be misdirection. And for what it's worth, it's not like Marvel won't misdirect you. So, as an example, we know that we saw the Hulk in Infinity War, and and wouldn't it be great if it's like, oh no, we only digitally youthened him for the trailers. In the movie, he's old Alfred Molina, and he's just his college professor.
It was a flashback. It was just a flashback.
No, I would love it if it was like just his college professor, because he's in college now, and it's like, oh, Peter.
You're late, Peter. You're late.
And he's got his little arms, and then you could do the same origin right again. It's like, it keeps on happening, man.
They need to do female Auk, and I know she's already in the MCU, but you know who they need for female Auk? Catherine Hahn.
Oh yeah. Well, she's already Agatha, but
I was gonna say, if Chris can do it.
Well, that's going from the Foxiverse to this,
True.
Slap some goggles on her, a wig. You'll never tell the difference.
Yeah. That's another thing that we got to talk about in super connectivity.
Okay, fine. Kristen Wiig, give her a chance again after that disaster of 1984. Just saying.
Oh, Kristen Wiig, I could see her as a female Doc Ock.
All right.
I like Doc Ock.
Yeah,
in all of his forms, in all of her forms.
Yeah, should we hit some comics?
And she got a hit on Aunt May. That's all I'm saying.
Hey-oh!
Since RDJ is gone, Aunt May needs to get some action. Okay, Marissa Tomei needs some action on screen. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that was the big reveal of Spider-Verse, was they had a relationship.
Somebody get freaking Jason Alexander on the phone.
Who's Jason Alexander going to be?
George? Because he likes Marissa Tomei.
Oh, because he... Okay.
Okay,
I thought we were thinking, what, we're going to cast him as...
He could be Doc Ock.
He could be Doc Ock. He could be any number. I would love to see Jason Alexander in the MCU.
I'm going to be superior, Jerry. Superior.
We live in a society.
Just because it's my own thing, I would love to see Jason Alexander as Mephisto as well.
Oh!
He did play Panic in, which one was that? Was it... No, it was, Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Oh, okay.
Serenity. Serenity now, Peter. Serenity now.
Hoochie Mama!
But
MJ's like, who you calling a Hoochie Mama, and punches him.
I always like when the devil is portrayed as kind of a schlub.
A neurotic schlub. That is, if that's not...
Because it's very disconcerting, and that's how...
Profile.
It's the whole Columbo thing. It's how he gets you.
Coming from the man in the red shirt.
You're going to outsmart Satan, and he's like, one more thing.
Satan?
Well, that guy down in Georgia did beat him. I'm just not for nothing.
Or did he just want this guy from Georgia to have the sin of hubris and to live his whole life thinking, I'm the greatest violinist. I beat the devil. And just ruin all of his relationships as he's just talking about how he, sort of the wheels within wheels theory.
People just think he beat the devil. They didn't count all the votes.
Not my king. I didn't vote for him. Anywho,
all right.
Comic books.
Yeah, let's get to comics.
It was kind of a slow week. I'm just going to throw that
Phil's
out there.
Comics Corner.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not get to read all my comic books this week, I'll be honest.
All right, let's throw this out. I'm curious what Charlie's going to think of this, because I know Lilith is going to roll her eyes. I know she read it. Amazing Spider-Man 72.
I did not read it yet.
The Mephisto reveal. I guess it's a reveal.
It's not
there is a Mephisto reveal? Okay, yeah.
Well, unless they're going to go a different direction, rather, I don't know if it's a red herring or not, but it seems like they're painting it.
Get like, a red herring. Nice pun. Good job.
Thank you. But no, it seems like back in the day, Norman Osborn wasn't doing good in business until he makes a deal with Mephisto. And then all of a sudden, that's when Mendel Strom gets arrested for embezzlement, and that's when, Norman Osborn becomes some kind of, successful businessman once he makes a deal with Mephisto. And what does he bargain with? Not his soul.
His son's soul?
His child, yes.
Didn't they already do this story over in Avengers with Tony Stark?
Yeah, but they never paid that off. Like, he threw that out, never did nothing with it. It's like...
Yeah, that makes me think this is just a bunch of lies, Mephisto. It's sort of like, okay, so anyone here read Mephisto versus Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
And he does that whole thing where he takes away Reed Richards' intelligence. He said, actually, you sold your soul to me after Dr. Doom's experiment.
I heard you can do that with
and I was conjured. And you worried that you weren't going to be able to be smart enough, so I gave you that power. Now I'll take your power away. And then at the end, it's revealed after Susan... Spoilers for a 40-year-old comic book. After Susan agrees to stay with him to give her soul to Mephisto, he says, sucker, I never had any claim on them. I was just lying to y'all. And so that sounds like a lie that Mephisto would say.
Yes, but Charlie, why else would he dress in the fashion of his Lord and Savior?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. It's just because they've already done this gag in Avengers. Unless that's like the whole thing. No, all the richest people.
Hey,
they all sold their shit.
Hey. Maybe Mephisto's got a lot of stock in high finance. I mean, if he takes control of Howard Stark, Norman Osborn. I mean, hey, Mephisto can clean up on the.
That's how you get the Illuminati, my friend.
But within that whole concept, it is this idea of. Can you sell your child's soul? I don't know if you can.
I don't know. Do you think the kids should suffer the father of their sins? I guess it's that whole philosophical thing. I don't know. He might be Rumpelstiltskin for all we know.
I thought you were going to say, would Norman do it? Norman will burn anyone because it's power for him.
No, I'm not. I don't doubt Norman would do that. Norman was also always a sociopath, as he said. That's right. No, he was a sociopath originally. He became a psychopath when he became the Green Goblin. And like he said, that's what slowed him down. He's like, if I had just been my normal, healthy, sociopathic self, I would have been just fine. But that's that. So see, that does, the math works on that, because I could definitely see cursing him with that psychopathy.
That was the catch!
Yeah, no, I can see that story playing out, and of course, there's a lot to unpack in it, but it's interesting. But like I said, I also don't think that Mephisto could really. There's the argument that Mephisto can't actually take anyone's soul. That you give your soul to him just through your own corruption. That when you sign your soul away in a contract, it is, in fact, again, going back to Mephisto versus Fantastic Four, he makes the point that he once gave someone incredible power and they used it only for good. And then once he came to collect their soul, the powers that be said, no, you can't take his soul. He was never corrupted. He used his powers only for good. He says, and Reed Richards has done so much good, I have to try and hedge my investment.
Don't have to worry about that with an Osborn.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Waves. Insanity in waves. That's your inheritance, son.
And of course, within that entire concept, you have the idea that did he already? There's a sort of lately I dream of Rutherford. There's a Twilight Zone episode where an old industrialist wishes he could go back and be young again in his old hometown. And when he meets the devil, who sets him up as this devil's travel agency, and he's like, "What? You want my soul?" It's like, "Oh no, we already have your soul. We want your fortune." Which is the thing for a guy like Norman. Mephisto had his soul already.
Well, that's why he went for his son's soul.
No, but I think what he wanted was the terrestrial power, because that is what Mephisto wants: power over the terrestrial world. if you can cause enough suffering, there will be more and more desperate people who will be more and more inclined to do evil. And he's just racking up the soul.
Mephisto's done enough damage. Now every time anyone watches a live-action MCU anything, they're like, it's Mephisto. I know it's Mephisto. Come on, Mephisto.
Yeah, it's because we're gamblers. It's like, come on, just one more. Baby needs a new Mephisto.
Hey. All right, anyone else want to throw one out?
I just want to say that I'm glad to see non-stop Spider-Man is back to being non-stop.
Yes, for now it's back.
Jeez, what was that, like a 6-week break?
At least. I think it was longer than that.
I think it was 3 months to be honest.
I mean, you can tell the thing's been delayed, because who's Spider-Man fighting? Baron Zemo.
I know.
Oh, he's still fighting Baron Zemo?
Well,
Delayed.
3 issues came out, then it was non-stop Spider-Man got delayed, so it was very stop.
So it was easily stopped Spider-Man. Okay, I got it. I'll throw out my Indie of the Week, Department of Truth.
Ooh, do tell.
This is great, because this is the big reveal. So spoilers for Department of Truth, okay? Because this is where we find out what the whole secret of everything is. Initially, what we find out is, so here we go with Cole as a baby, or not a baby, but as a young person in preschool who's, having satanic rituals done on him, as you did in the 80s. And there's a guy who's talking to his mom, trying to get his story out. And then Cole sees him and says, you're a liar. I know you're a liar. And this is Hawk, I believe his name is. He says, yeah, I'm a liar. I mean, this is the guy who's been sort of mentoring Cole the whole time in the last couple of issues. And we basically find out that, as we go through this, as we're going through it, that basically what the Black Hats are doing is Black Hat was sort of like a Google rival at one point, and then they found this way to basically aggregate the algorithm, as we say, to find the weirdest fringe people and connect them to increase the power of their conspiracies, and seemingly, interestingly enough, just to sow chaos. Because they say that's what's weird. It's like they accomplish their goals, and then they just let it run. It's like they delete their presence from the web, but they just let it run until it basically starts to break things. And the Department of Truth has to come in. They basically say, and they're able to do in weeks what it would take us months to do. So that's the big thing there. And then we find out that basically Hawk, as he's talking to Cole, he brings out the black helicopters. We get a bunch of great theory lore here about how essentially somebody writing about the Book of Revelation say the locusts with human faces were probably helicopters that led to black helicopters and yada yada yada. And it turns this is when he just says, that's when I stopped serving. That's when I started trying, because I got so afraid of all the power we had, and I started working with the Black Hats. And they're going back to Milwaukee. So that is the big dramatic reveal. They're going back to his home where the Star-Faced Man is, and I don't know, man. I love Department of Truth. This is one of the best books out there. If you're not reading it, please do get it in trade. If you like conspiracies, and if you like weird philosophy, and the idea of magic as a force of will, this is a book for you, and I highly, highly recommend it. And that's my indie book of the week.
Did anybody read Checkmate?
No.
No?
No, you know what?
I didn't read it.
It did not get pulled for me, so I'm guessing I'm off. I guess I never officially went onto its pull list. And I was actually even thinking I should probably drop that because I still haven't read the second one. And I'm in that spot now where I've got all these books I'm getting and I'm not reading again. And when it happens, that's when I drop the book. So, already dropped Knights of the High Republic. I'm about to... I actually meant to drop the Bounty Hunter War, but I'll drop that, next week. And it's just like, man, I can't keep up with these books. And that's when you got to start cutting it. And this week, Robin and Captain America didn't get read in their time slots. So, well, United States of Captain America, but I'm not dropping that though. But Robin, he's on the bubble.
Oh my! Well,
Should have edited issue 1 like they intended.
You could have read Robin in Checkmate because you get some funky plans when you get Oliver Queen and Damian Wayne in the same room plotting with everybody else.
Oh yeah, I was enjoying what I read of it. I actually liked the book. I just have time constraints, If I win the lottery tonight and I can quit my day job and I can just read comic books, then all bets are off.
I hear that. I feel that on a spiritual level.
Yeah, it looks like Talia is gonna betray them. Big shock.
And then it's gonna be the secret reveal that she didn't.
I don't even know if that's the real Talia though, because her zipper is fully zipped.
I was just about to ask you that. I was flipping through that. I'm like, why is her zipper zipped up?
What are you doing, Bendis?
You can zip it. Actually, it's better if you zip it all the way because then it doesn't.
I thought it was physically impossible for her to have a fully zipped bodysuit.
That's her branding, halfway zipped.
So the belly button, I tell you.
We wouldn't even have a Damian Wayne if that thing had always been fully zipped.
Well, that's for so many things, yes.
She knows how to manipulate that utility.
So are you still enjoying it? Are you thinking about giving it the old heave ho?
I mean, I'm here.
Although Phil doesn't give too much the heave ho.
No, I'm enjoying it. I think this is some of Bendis' better stuff, and plus, right now it's only like 6 issues, so
it does. Checkmate doesn't matter either, so it's okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's not the Justice League.
And I'm hoping we spin like Green Arrow or something out of this because it's been how long since we had a Green Arrow book.
Well, isn't he teaming up with like Aquaman?
Well, yeah, there's going to be a team up thing, but hopefully, I think that's another
that's the only way
miniseries.
those two have a book. I think they've kind of decided not to put a solo book out for those two for now, at least until Aquaman 2. Although, be prepared to have Amber Heard digitally removed from that movie.
What, 2?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's already wrapped in post-production, and it's still not coming out till next Christmas. So they're waiting on that May verdict to really see if they should digitally remove Amber Heard, like the fans want. So,
oh my,
we'll see.
Get Tig Notaro. That's the brand now.
I understood that reference.
You just.
Actually, who's the guy that replaced Kevin Spacey in The World Is Not Enough or whatever that movie was? Get that guy. He did it first. Get that guy. I think it was Donald Sutherland, honestly.
Yeah. But did they actually digitally insert him for that, or was
they did? They removed him from every
did.
single scene and then
put him in there. It's Simone all over again. You ever see Simone?
I love that movie, Simulation 1. Spoilers. I love that movie.
It's a great film. It's really that's Al Pacino.
It's like up there with Dark World and all that stuff.
Is it Al Pacino or is that Dustin Hoffman?
No, that's Al Pacino.
Yeah, I get those two mixed up a lot for some reason. I don't know why.
The 80s were crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, Spider-Man Life Story? What did you think?
Oh, the annual? I mean, it was interesting. It was the J. Jonah Jameson story.
Yes. Oh, good.
I mean, most of it he's in prison, but he can't.
Where he belongs because he's a menace.
He can't give up his obsession with Spider-Man, and basically drives his son away. And then he hears Gwen Stacy dies, so he calls Peter. He's like, "I'm sorry, Peter. I'm sorry to hear this, but it's that damn Spider-Man's fault." And Peter's standing there in the suit on the phone. His wife just died, and basically,
I mean, he's not wrong that time.
I know, but Jameson's basically
to be fair.
Because, when does Jameson go into prison? It's like,
I was like, we're still doing Life Man. Oh, okay. We're still doing Life Man.
I know, it's weird.
After that first time he tried to kill Spider-Man with his face on the TV. How did that not, have repercussions? I've never understood that.
Well, in this it does. He goes into jail in 1967 and doesn't get out until, isn't it 2001.
Oh, right on time for some tragedy.
But then he tries to, he decides, he needs to make up for his past sins. So, yes, he puts on a Spider Slayer to go after the Scorpion.
Wow. I'm just surprised, 30 years for attempted murder? That's pretty harsh.
New York doesn't play around, man. You know, half the time, 10 of those years was just waiting for a trial in Rikers Island. I'm just saying, no shade.
And a man in a mask. And a man in a
shade.
And a man in a mask. Come on.
That was 2 years time served just waiting on a trial, so, you know.
Let's be honest here. He was a publisher of a major newspaper. It was 10 years waiting to come to trial while he was out on bail.
Oh, touche.
Touche. So, okay. That makes sense.
And,
okay.
And of course, it's a Spider-Man story, so of course, Helen, the woman who's doing therapy with him in prison, at the end turns out to be Gwen Stacy's clone.
You get a clone! Everybody gets a clone!
I mean, it wasn't the story. It is
but
canon.
Boy, J. Jonah Jameson, he never got a clone.
Just wait. There's still time. I mean, he's hosting a podcast, running a blog. He's gonna want to clone himself.
I'm thinking he did get one, and it's J.K. Simmons.
Hello.
I mean, hey, if you're gonna have to clone yourself, you want J.K. Simmons, man.
He's a good clown.
We will talk about King Spawn #1 because we did a whole special about it. So go over there and scroll down. Dropped on Thursday. Highly recommend you listen to it if you haven't bought it yet, or even if you have.
Comic Capers 115. Comic Capers 115.
So this is a Spawn McFarlane joint.
Spawn.
Yes, McFarlane.
The reason that week was light, actually, because I got all 7 of the variants. So
I gotcha.
It was like $50, like $52 after.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
Boy, money bags, man. $6 books. You bought all 7 of them.
and a copy of a few. So
Dogs are eating Alpo this week, is what I'm saying.
Never. I would never. I would starve before my dogs ate Alpo.
They're getting
Old Roy. Charlie, don't feed your dogs that trash.
Charlie, they're getting tap water this week, not that sparkling bottled water.
No boss for them. Yeah, that's where I cut it. They had to deal with Evian.
They had to get that dollar store bottled water.
But yeah,
actually better for you if you get the distilled water. That's not the spring water, because that's unregulated, man. You need that stuff that's just pure hydrogen and oxygen.
I know where the spring water comes from. It comes from Zephyr Hills, not too far from where I live. Y'all should be drinking Zephyr Hills spring water. I'm just gonna throw that out there for y'all.
Yeah. If it's in Florida, yeah.
No regulations. I'm just saying.
Chuck full of COVID.
I thought that Marvel had a pretty decent week. It wasn't very repetitive. I felt like DC's books were very repetitive with the people that they had.
Because
you had Black Widow, you had Conan, you had some Extreme Carnage. I thought Marvel had a better week. I'll just be honest.
You know what? And Marvel kind of, I mean, this Black Widow 10 was legacy number 50. I thought they would have did an oversized issue. They did not.
Be embarrassed. How long has Black Widow been a character? She's only had a total of 8 different series, total of 50 issues. Be embarrassed. Don't put a legacy number on that. Be embarrassed.
I'm just surprised they didn't go for an oversized book, but they did.
They're not going to promote Black Widow right now, right? Not that Black Widow. This is smelling like X-Men all over again.
I was going to say, she getting the Fox deal? Yeah, the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Poor Kelly Thompson.
She's out of here.
Poor Kelly Thompson's like, oh, come on, Scarlett, shut up.
I don't know.
We do need to do a Hawkeye book now. But back to that Hawkeye book, you were right.
Hey, I mean, she did have Kate Bishop in this, so I mean, I guess they are promoting Kate Bishop. Yeah.
Well, she's got a show coming.
Unexpected.
And where the other Black Widow will be. So
yep, the other Black Widow was in this also. Yes.
Yes. They're going to be pulling all these stuff, man. You watch. What's his name? David Harbour. He'll show up in that, man. We're going to get our Red Guardian out there again.
All right.
Oh, did you?
Because everyone loves him.
Oh. Did you read Superman 78?
You know what? I was going to. I had to get the guy to order it because I thought it was on my list. It wasn't. So, he only ordered a few. So he was like, "Oh, I'm out." I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Oh, I can order you one."
Well, it's nostalgic. It's touching all my little Superman nostalgia feels. I don't know if it's actually good, but like as a Superman fan, this just felt. It just touched my little heart.
I
thought it was a really good book. And then also Superman versus Lobo #1. Like, yes.
Oh, is that good?
Alternate Superman books are where it's at.
I was thinking about that. Is that good?
I think you'll like it, definitely, for sure. So, yeah, get off-brand Superman. Don't get the main books. Get the off-brand.
Well, are you reading Son of Kal-El? No? It's Tom Taylor.
I don't care what you and Tyler say. I'm not reading it.
It's Tom Taylor, though. It's pretty decent.
I'll wait for the trade, since that's what they're writing for.
You know,
I'll wait for the trade.
You know, since Dad revealed his identity to the world, John tries to create his own secret identity so he can go to college, but that lasts like 5 minutes.
Poor kid, honestly. The kids on the show have it easier than that kid. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Well, yeah, because they have secret identity to hide behind.
Does he go by the name Jonathan Lane?
No. Hold on, let me pull this up. He was calling himself Finn Connors.
Shut the front door. Really?
Mm-hmm.
We don't use Connor in any sense. Sorry, Connor McKenna.
See, I was thinking that was meant to be a Spider-Man reference.
Oh my
like
god!
Kirk Connors and Ben Reilly just mashed together.
Are they listening? Oh my god! Tom Taylor is Australian. Is he listening to that show, Lilith?
I think so.
What's the name? What is? Wait, Connors. Yeah, Connor McKenna. What is Ray's son's name?
Finn. I'm just saying. Well, you and Luca got some time to shine on the frickin' Flash, so you know.
I was gonna say, or hey, Batman. But no, like John saves like a bunch of like refugees who were like no country wanted to touch him because I don't know. I guess they have like
what in the Snyderverse?
You know, because I guess there's like trade deals with this country, so nobody wanted to like save these like immigrants who were like trying to come over. So
ooh, that's a little too timely and on the nose for me, but okay.
So yeah, John saves them, and
then where does he put them?
Well, he brings them.
Markovia.
Well, he brings them to
Corto Maltese.
Well, he brings them to Metropolis, and they get taken into custody. But they were about to like drown in the middle of the ocean, so it's like he at least saves their lives.
At least hope their kids don't end up in cages. I don't know if he's that brave to touch on that subject.
Yeah, I know. But no,
I'm just surprised he didn't just put him into Kandor or something.
The Pocket Universe.
But then he made like a new friend at college.
Is that a redhead?
No, it's dyed pink. No.
Okay.
But no.
I got excited for a second. Does the name contain 2 L's?
No, it's Jane Nakamura. And so
no love interest then. Okay, that's.
So I don't know if everyone's still like dizzy over Tim Drake because I saw like headlines this week. They're like, "Oh, is John about to come out? Is John about to come out?" It's like, what? The kid can't have like a male friend, you know?
Platonic male friendship is important to depict as well, because God is toxic masculinity a thing on the internet.
But it's like if it came out fine, but it's like I saw no sign of that in this issue. I'm like, I don't know why people were jumping all over it.
Well, you know, when a company decides to go full throttle with their diversity, and those are rabbit ears, and their fake wokeness, they go full throttle. So, I mean, I can understand why.
Yeah, but if they're going to do it, don't do it 2 weeks after Tim Drake, though.
Well, again, Tim Drake's the redheaded stuff. He's the new Wally West. So,
yeah, they always have. Seems like they always have.
He's the Shang-Chi in all of this.
They always have at least one whipping boy at some certain time. Yeah, you're right.
So,
yeah, I mean, more power to. As I've always said, he's a half human, half Kryptonian, so it makes a little more sense he'd be attracted to, you know, this wild animal species called humans. So, basically, I was just figuring that, you know, Kal-El, it's like the last son of Krypton. It's like, oh, and there's another Kryptonian. You're my cousin. Great to know.
I mean, they went there once upon a time.
Well,
I know.
Well, that's
just like. Well, I think it was just like it's like, well, I guess humans, sure, why not? Why not, man? I've been alone on this island for a very long time.
Well, that's the other thing. He had the conversation with with his dad, and he calls out his dad. He's like, "Why don't you do more? Like, you know, be more proactive." And
he's about to get the invincible treatment. What you say to me, boy?
Well, Clark's like, you know, I'm not of this planet. He's like, I try to lead by example. He's like, but if you want to do more, he's like, hey, you know, because once again, I guess we're doing future state stuff. So Clark's, I'm gonna have to leave soon. I'm leaving the planet in your hands. He's like,
to put on white gloves.
He's like, hey, you were actually born of this planet. If you want to do more, hey, knock yourself out.
Rude.
Yeah, I don't like that idea that, you know, that his reason is because he's not of this planet. It's like, no, it's like, because you're a temporal being, and there really is only so much you can do.
Yeah.
I can't take out the trash. We've had this conversation before, son.
You think Pulitzer Prizes just win themselves?
Mom says they do.
Oh! What are you right about yourself?
To be fair, unless he's going to get on a treadmill and power the planet so that we can eliminate fossil fuels, which would be, like, arguably the best use of his powers, there's not really a lot of good use for his powers. It's like, I am really strong and fast. Great. How does that help the economy? It doesn't in any conceivable way.
Are we saying Mephisto helps the economy more than Superman?
Oh, Mephisto's driving that economy.
He is friends with Bruce Wayne, so Bruce Wayne kind of corrupted him on that. I'm just saying. If I got time to poop on Bruce Wayne, I'll do it.
All I'm saying is if Mephisto is driving Stark Industries and Oscorp, he's doing a lot. There's a lot of people whose paychecks Lex Luthor can't do it. I mean, Lex Luthor, what I'll say is Lex Luthor does more to make the world a better place by keeping people employed than
Henchmen and all.
Superman
they
ever
have
could.
health insurance.
Oh, no. Luthor takes good care of his people because he knows that a happy worker is a productive worker. That's just, it's first rule.
If only Jeff Bezos could get that part of Lex Luthor cosplay right. If only.
Well, you know, because he doesn't understand.
Please don't make my Alexa stop working. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Yeah. For as much as you
are
feeding the beast, watch who's hands.
He loves it when I joke with him. He loves it.
As much as you're on the Amazon teats, I don't know if you want to be throwing that out.
Look, listen, I deal with them at work as well, so it's fine. It's totally fine.
Hey, Lil, send him a nice shiny kryptonite ring. We all know what happened there.
I'll send him the gold one.
Technically, if you did keep the kryptonite in gold, it does have a similar. It would actually protect his finger from the radiation.
Talking gold kryptonite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm talking about gold. Actually, is a better.
Now bring your realism into this, Charlie Esser.
Especially not in the DC universe.
Gold is better protection against radiation.
Don't you bring logic?
I'm just saying, if you're going to say, "Oh, I got poisoned by kryptonite radiation,"
don't you bring logic into a DC Comics conversation?
I know. Haven't you learned your lessons, sir?
This isn't Marvel. DC makes no sense.
Oh, I do just want to talk about one more book, because it's important to me, because it is the year of Wonder Woman, and I love Black and Gold. It's the third one. You guys got to get caught up. This is the Wonder Woman book. Again, the off-brand Wonder Woman's better than the main book.
I think that's a running theme.
It is. It is a $6 book, but it is. They're kind of starting the 80th anniversary process with this book as well. We have Amy Garcia, Janet Hardy, Mindy Oxford, and Paula Sevenberg. Also Robert and Biddy, but
how long is it? Is that like a 5 or 6 issue thing?
Yeah.
I think it
ends in October or whatever.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I'm thinking either picking that up in the singles or just waiting for a trade or something. Maybe
I think the singles are going to be better because the covers are absolutely stunning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the artwork is so great, and sometimes they kind of downgrade it in the trade, unfortunately. Well, yeah, I would recommend the singles. It's totally worth it.
We'll make sure to bring that up during our Wonder Woman 80th review. Oh, did you see what's coming out next week, Lilith? The Aquaman 80th issue.
Yeah, I did see that. And I was just like, talk about somebody else who's getting a shaft on their 80th.
Now, the Wonder Woman book, that references the white suit era, correct?
No, I mean, it does on the covers and stuff. They kind of play with that, but it's basically just a mishmash of like people telling like their stories in their favorite era of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because I think it's like Batman Black and White and Superman Red and Blue. Yeah, it's just like short stories, and like writers can write any era. You know, it's just a bunch of short stories.
See, and I guess to me, I think that is a very much maligned era of Wonder Woman that has a lot of potential to be mined.
I mean, sure, it has potential to be mined and retconned into something good.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Because
you do know comics weren't always good, right? I mean,
I'm a Golden Age fanatic. Of course, I know that.
Yeah, okay.
Hang it from the back lane.
They caved into the pressure with the white suit era Wonder Woman, and it shows on every single surface of that book. And it's just, I just have a fundamental problem with that era because of them caving to pressure.
Hey, you know what?
It wasn't Wonder Woman.
Hey, you know what? We may need a Patreon episode of you two debating the white suit era. Because you two are very on the opposite sides of the spectrum on that one.
Uncensored
Lilith.
I come from a purely platonic place. I have literally read none of it. All I know is that she loses her powers.
I like the way it looks.
No, I like the idea of Wonder Woman losing her powers and having to learn karate and becoming a superhero again through focus and discipline. I like that as a concept. Basically, I know white suit Wonder Woman from Chinese Superman. And if you come to it through the view of Chinese Superman, it's like, wow, that sounds like it would have been a really amazing story. Like, if you retconned white suit Wonder Woman through the lens of Chinese Superman, of focusing your chi and your inner self and all that nonsense, that's actually a really good story. I'm that kind of freak.
Wonder Woman greater than 70s white suit Wonder Woman.
Wait, which Wonder Woman is that?
This is from the 80s.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean,
greater than the 70s white suit era. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going to argue it.
She was kicking butt. This is where she really actually kicked butt.
Wait, is that 80s or 90s?
See, that I think is the flaw in my theory.
And then it traveled into the 90s.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think the flaw in my theory is, as I say, I come from a purely platonic sense in the idea I like the pitch, but I've never actually read any of the books. So, but as a pitch, it sounds awesome.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Wonder Woman loses her powers and has to not even hearing any of this right now. Wonder Woman loses her powers and has to relearn to be a superhero without her powers is a great pitch.
Bad! You know I only paid $3.99 for this one. This song.
Oh!
This is Guy Gardner in a 3-pack, okay?
Oh!
This is Guy Gardner in a 3-pack.
Don't bring that bull cut into this.
See, again, I think Guy Gardner's the kind of guy.
I like the Guy Gardner, but I've read none of his issues.
Can be retconned into a good character.
But I've read none of them.
Flash Thompson. You know, you can take...
Add Charlie Esser.
Flash Thompson. Do not tell me Flash Thompson did not become a great character as his character got to evolve and live a life.
No, I was just trying to think of between the two. Well, they were both gym teachers at one point. They're both redheads. Both taking blows to the head.
Him and Flash Thompson are basically the same character. They're both football players, kind of bullies, kind of jerks. You know, you can evolve from that.
Didn't become interesting until they got powers of some sort.
Both got knocked out with one punch.
Yeah, you know, as you do. I mean, that's the thing, because that's the thing. It's like they're the projection of toxic masculinity that is brought humble and then must rebuild themselves. And that is what I think is the most fascinating story that you can tell in comic books, is the idea of someone who has power and then finds themselves powerless, but finds strength within themselves to rebuild and be a better, more noble creature because they went through the loss, because they lost their status and had to become something more. That is a good story. That is your hero's journey right there, my friend.
All right, should we wrap it there?
Definitely, on a positive note. I don't like that for us, but I think the audience might.
So yes, kids, yes, you could send your thoughts on that. That is a lot to unpack. And next episode will be our big Shang-Chi review. Probably be able to wrangle some of our friends for that. So
yeah, right.
I know. Yeah, we have friends. Anyway, yeah, so send your thoughts on anything we discussed tonight. The Spider-Man trailer, the comics, the Flash Thompson Guy Gardner thing, Shang-Chi, any of it. capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, follow all things Capes and Lunatics. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find links to all the various social medias for all of the shows, all the Facebook fan groups, including the new Ben Riley one. Links to this YouTube channel, links to the Patreon, links to merch, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/CapesandLunatics. And please remember, support all things Southgate Media Group. Go to southgatemediagroup.com. Check out and please subscribe to the Southgate Media Group YouTube channel, the Patreon, a bunch of free and pay content there. And also stay tuned. Beginning of October, we're going to be getting the new Southgate Media Group podcast marathon number 6. You'll be seeing our team all over that. And
63. No.
Oh, jeez. What kind of Mephisto deal do you want Rob Southgate to make to last another 63 years? Anyway, so yes.
Molly can take over.
Oh, true. All right, so yes, fine. Link. No. Okay, so yes, Southgate Media Group. And of course, go pick up Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback. Learn all about podcasting and get that on Amazon. And when you're there, say hi to Lilith and use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that man that even Mephisto will not make a deal with, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. Please kick me in the pants. I get so much right. Mark my words.
And again, like I said, like I was telling you, Lilith, Lil brought it to everyone's attention that I guess they're putting out Funko Pops of Jingle All the Way, and he was like, "Where's the Rob Southgate Funko?"
Seriously, we have to tweet Funko.
Yes, give us a Rob Southgate.
Rob Southgate.
Give us Rob Southgate holding his balls.
Holding his balls.
Yes, his bucket of balls. Yes. All right, Lilith Hellfire. Where can people find you?
Oh, if you nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter, mostly on Tuesdays, live tweeting Stargirl when I'm awake. You can find me on Instagram at LilithHellfire69, and of course, over on the Clock app TikTok at LilithHellfire69, making comments and content only related to Star Trek.
I'm 12 when you need me to be 12. Bye, Felicia.
Charlie Esser.
Well, you can always write to me in the old-fashioned email way the way our mothers and fathers once did. At superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet. Stargirl also Tuesdays at 8 o'clock when I can. At Charlie Essa. I was there this week. CHARLIE. ESSCR. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
Thank you, Maz.
All right, there we go.
All right.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. You can find your way home. Because for another week, we have been your capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics!
Woo! Mephisto clears
T-shirt says the next large object.
He's wearing a red shirt. Mephisto confirmed. The mustache, yes.
I would love to play Mephisto.
Yes!
Call me Kevin.
Call me Kevin.
I am intrigued.
Always look for the subliminal message, kids. Good night. Ben Riley.